Exactly. So breaking down the Packers offense, there's some stuff that come across X earlier today that I thought was really, really cool. And just wanted to kind of dive into it. Several people on Twitter had posted this stuff. Now, Football Insights put this graph out. Thought it was really cool. Explosive pass and run rate in 2024 for the Green Bay Packers and seeing how they rank across the league. So this is one of those charts that vertically along the left column, explosive passing rate. And then on the bottom, running from left to right is explosive run rate. The Packers sitting in the upper right quadrant, right where you want to be. Really, when you look at this and you look at the median line, both right there in between vertically and horizontally, there are four teams that kind of separated themselves. The Baltimore Ravens ran away with this. The Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So really cool to see our explosive rate increase at the rate it did last year. And I don't know if it was up from the previous year or not, to be honest with you. But when you're in the top five in explosives, that's where you want to be, no doubt about it. What do you think about that, Phyllis?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just trying to take a peek at who else was kind of at the peaks of each. Looking at the Rams kind of making that run, they just have explosive passes. They can't get that run. They can't get the run going though. Vikings getting closer towards the median there. So we got 3 NFC North and basically the top 16%, for pass. But we're leading the way in the run. I love that. Then the Arizona Cardinals kind of sleeper there. With the really explosive run, but not too many explosive passes. So I think that's, just a couple teams to keep an eye on. But again, 3 of those in the NFC North, and obviously happy to see Packers top right. I'm pretty sure you're right though, Clay, that this explosive rate is better than last year's, just because I do think that having Josh Jacobs and just really kind of being able to mix the whole team together really came together this past year.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You see the balance, explosive plays are awesome, but when you're balanced in the run and the pass, you're that much more deadly, and that's why we're where we are on this chart. And I fully expect it to continue to improve. Look at this receiver room that we have now. I don't know how they're going to whittle it down to, a handful of wideouts, but I'm assuming we're going to be just as explosive in the pass game, if not more so than we were last year. And, this running back room, I feel really good about that too. So I fully expect us to be balanced when it comes to these explosive plays going forward. And I'd love to hear Clay's take, but he had to step out again. It's all good.
This is
Voter in the chat though. Given love with someone limited, the Packers really balled out on offense. I think that's a great point, right, Emilio?
Yeah.
I mean, you had a banged up Jay Money all year. Malik Willis stepped in when he needed to, and really the team didn't miss a beat when it came to the offense. And other than down the stretch, we might have stalled a little bit down the stretch.
Right, and maybe J-Love missing Tim got the run game explosiveness kind of going early with Malik. Like, okay, hey, maybe we can rely on this throughout the year. Let's start it off early, and then let's keep adding to it.
I agree, because we talked about that when Matt was dialing up those game plans, like specifically tailored to Malik Willis's game. Right, we ran a lot of RPO stuff and run heavy approach on offense. And I think you're right. That's kind of what got the ball rolling with the run game early on.
So here's another stat that came across the wire here from Warren Sharp. And I believe I caught this because our buddy Easton Butler had quote tweeted it. We'll get to his tweet here in a minute. Warren Sharp put out completions of 25 plus air yards. Green Bay led the league. And again, these are completions, passing plays that were converted, right? When the ball was in the air for more than 25 yards. So we're not talking about a 25-yard game where it was just dink and dunk, 5-yard pass. This is airing this thing out, right? 22. And then next on the list in the 20 spot with 20 is Pittsburgh and Minnesota. Then it drops down to 18 for Indianapolis, 17 for the Chargers, and Cincinnati. And you'll notice all the way toward the bottom there, at only 10, you'll see Chicago down there. Everybody thinks that Caleb Williams is the second coming. I'm telling you, man, it's dink and dunk, hold the ball too long, and taking sacks he shouldn't is what's going on there. So what do you guys think about that list there? I thought this was cool, man. Completions of 25-plus air yards.
Doesn't surprise me that we're at the top, right? I mean, we know Jay Money likes the old F it, read down there somewhere play, right? So it makes perfect sense. Plus, you think about the weapons he has, like, Tucker Kraft, in the tight end room, and there's plenty of targets. So it makes sense that we're up there because as much of an emphasis as we put on the run game, with the addition of Josh Jacobs and hopefully we'll see a little more of Marshawn Lloyd this year. That air attack is for real, and, we didn't pay Jordan all that money for him to just turn around and hand the ball off all the time. Right.
Right.
You want him to take those shots when they're there for sure.
Absolutely. You got to trust his arm. That's what you spend it on. Okay. Clay left, but my point was going to be that Detroit was down at number 8, right? So 8 explosive plays of 25 yards or more. We're basically 3 times that. I mean, 22, we're triple Detroit on their explosive pass plays, 25 yards on the field. Obviously, it's a different offense, but I mean, that's what the fans want to see, Tim, is it not? Like that's what they're excited for. They want to see the big play. They want to jump up and Matt can give that to you. Jordan can give that to you. I think, like you were saying, let's just keep it rolling, keep adding to it, and trust where you spent the money.
Yeah, and having a good run game sets up those explosive passes, right? If you're just chucking the ball down the field all day, you're not gonna get many explosive completions.
Yeah,
but if you're able to offset that with a solid run game where that defense has to respect the run, you get that play action boot and you get a single coverage up the seam and you air it out, man, and you trust your receivers to make a play for sure.
Absolutely.
And Easton Butler had quote tweeted that and then put out 40-yard dash times for Packers wide receivers, combine times unless noted. Matthew Golden, 4.29. Mecole Hardman, 4.33. Bo Melton, 4.34. Christian Watson, 4.36. Sam Brown Jr., 4.44. Cornelius Johnson, 4.44. Jaden Reed, 4.45. Romero Dobbs, 4.47. Savion Williams, 4.48. Julian Hicks, 4.53. That was a pro day. And then Dontavion Wicks, 4.62. Malik Heath, 4.64. So you can see, I mean, we've got 4 receivers that are running a 4.3 or better here stepping into this year.
Romero Dobbs pretty close, not too far behind, right?
And people forget that, Tim. They really do. They forget about his 40 times. So I love the Romero. All right, so just like I said, wanted to dive into the offense a little bit. We're going to try to keep this thing going, guys. I apologize for it kicking me off. We'll try to hop on and off. You guys are doing a great job patching it together, fellas. I appreciate you. So let's move on to a little.
He stays at the bottom and fixes his internet connection.
And now I got Lincoln over here scratching at the door. This is a damn catastrophe. Anything that could have went wrong has gone wrong this evening. So
yeah, I like Maine's comment though. Clean up the drops and then look out. Right, these guys got the wheels. If they're reeling in these passes, man,